me just record this. Okay, Assalamualaikum and greetings, warm greetings to everyone. I believe most of you here are the educational technology researcher or students, right? And today I'm going to be sharing with you something to do with the use of artificial intelligence in conducting your research. By saying conducting your research means you can use, AI platforms for many purposes. One of it is to analyze data. You can also use them as a brainstorming, platform where instead of brainstorming your idea, your research idea with your peers, you can always do it with, for example, ChatGPT. Okay, I'll share with you the slide first, yeah? Okay. Can all of you see this? Feel free to respond. Okay, thank you, Muhammad. Thank you. Right. Okay. What I'm going to share with you here is just something that I have used myself. It's more of try and error. I did not attend any official trainings or anything. It's just something that I feel like sharing with all of you. Yeah, it may be short. I may give you tips, but the most important point is that later you have to continuously try it out. Try and error for yourself. You have to try it. You might not be successful at the time, but you have to keep on trying, especially when it involves talking to a machine or an artificial intelligence platform. So it's all about using the right prompts, yeah, to communicate with such AI platform. I'm Zaleha Abdullah. You can just call me Zach. That's the information a bit there. You can always Google as well if you're interested to have more discussion with me in the future. Now, before I begin, I just want to declare that I myself have been using AI even to structure, this PowerPoint presentation. But like I've said here, as I've claimed here, it's more to do with structuring the slide, more to do on checking on the grammar, the vocabulary and all. But the idea and whatever context and content of the slides are originally from myself. But I think in using AI, it's very important for us all, not just me, for us all to declare that we have used them and how do we use them. I think if you refer to the thesis guideline, the latest 2023 guidelines, we have clearly stated that you need to declare. Some students say, I just use AI just a bit, not much. It doesn't matter, although a bit, sometimes, very few times, you still have to declare. This is to encourage you to have some transparency in your research, and conducting a research ethically is important, starting with some disclaimer like this. What I'm going to cover in this presentation, about 6 components. We have introduction a bit on the theoretical part, and then I'm going to share with you about the AI tools, especially to conduct your research later. And I would also share some best practices, tips on creating effective prompts. Prompt by meaning prompt is that how are you going to communicate, with the AI platform, especially ChatGPT. And I'm going to also share with you the common challenges that we used to have when we use AI for research and how to overcome that challenges. The rest is to do with how is it going to look like, okay? Future of AI in research, how it's going to look like in the future. We're going to talk about that a bit. And finally, some takeaways on the conclusion. As you can see here, all these images have been created by ChatGPT 4. Okay, but before that, I need to also emphasize that this talk is more suitable for those who are quite new to ChatGPT or any AI application. For those who have used them frequently, you may have a look, you may listen to the talk, but I believe you have plenty of experience that you might find this quite basic. Yeah. So let me just say that first to you. And no doubts, I think most of you know already the use of AI for research, and its relevance is very wide, yeah, and very useful, I would say, especially to analyze your data, and you can use them to identify your research gaps. You know, when you write your thesis or when you have your viva session, the examiner will ask you what is the research gap you're trying to fill, right? So with AI, you can always brainstorm with them. I'll show you in a while how to do the prompt, okay, in identifying the research gap, yeah? So you can ask for AI or seek for AI assistance in identifying your research gap. Others is more of personalized learning. You know, with AI, learning become more personalized. If you can't understand anything that perhaps your supervisor teach you or your lecturer or teacher teach you in the classroom, you can always go to any AI platforms to seek for information in getting yourself, you know, well equipped with the knowledge that perhaps you fail to grasp, yeah, during the classroom sessions. And with this also, AI assists us to make learning more adaptive, yeah? By adaptive, meaning you can make decision for your learning process, for your learning success by using all the data, and you can also track your own performance, you know. With AI will tell you, look, your performance at the moment is at this level, so how to increase that to higher level. There are certain perhaps training that you should attend. So all these features of AI providing and assisting you with suggesting to you, you know, all this become more adaptable, and this is what we refer to as adaptive learning. Excuse me. Okay, I believe that most of us are very familiar with ChatGPT by now. Okay, however, I just want to say that ChatGPT is not the ultimate or the only platform you can use as researcher. Yeah, there are plenty, so many in the market. If you just Google, there's so many AI platform or tools which you can use. And for the purposes of research, for example, you can try consensus.app, this one here, okay? Studyable, and then this one is quite common, like I said just now. And I believe most of us already have or installed or sign in ChatGPT 3.5. So this is the free one, yeah, the basic one. However, I would really encourage you to purchase to the upgrade version ChatGPT 4, as it offers you so much interesting and useful features for your research. I will show in a while. But for this session, I didn't install the ChatGPT 4 here in my computer. I installed it in another laptop of mine, but I will share with you on GPT 3.5. Okay, what are other tools? We have mind grabs. Any of you have used mind grabs before, perhaps? Can I see raise of hands? Any of you tried mind grabs? No, Muhammad, thank you for responding, Muhammad. Okay, no, right. So like I said just now, Lydia, I've tried it before, great. Okay, for those who have not used this before, for those who have joined, hi, can you share the attendance link just now with your other friends who has just joined? Just copy and paste for them, thank you. And again, I can see some of the students are quite familiar with AI tools, especially ChatGPT. So bear with me because I'm touching on all the basics, yeah? Because some of you here are not really familiar. Thank you, Sumari, not really familiar with the ChatGPT. Okay, now mind grab. Let's have a look. What is this about? not sure if you can hear this.
So, recap. Minecraft can help. Upload any link file, even video, and Minecraft will read or watch it for you. Get the note? For questions, upload feature, article, and website links, Word documents, PowerPoint, even video files, audio files, and YouTube links. It's even available in multiple languages. Minecraft is perfect for students, professionals, researchers, or anyone who wants to save time, learn smarter.
Okay, a bit on mind grabs, that's fine if you can't really see it just now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to share with you what mind grab is all about. Hold on,
So,
bear with me.
Minecraft can help. We all
Right, I'm just going to paste this at the chat section, or I can always share this later with you, yeah? What exactly is mind grabs? As you can see, you can use them hold on, to upload a certain documentation. Let's say you have a long list of articles, journal articles you have to read. It's quite tedious, I believe so, and challenging for some of us to summarize what the article is all about, right? So you can always use mind grabs. They have free features where you can use, but if you wish to purchase, it's not as expensive as a ChatGPT. 19.99, yeah, for a month, like ChatGPT. Here you can purchase it for 9.99 a month for the basic usage. So it helps you to speed up, like in doing PhD, in doing research, in doing your master research, you are required to do speed reading, meaning last time we have to get an article and we have to read them quickly in getting, the gist of the paper. So it really challenge your mind. But by having this kind of platform, nowadays it become more easier. Mind grabs can just summarize what the article is about, the strength, the weakness of articles, where you can use later and simply put it in your, for example, literature review writing, yeah? That's one. Other than that, we also have what we call typeset.io. This is also to help you out with your writing, yeah, research experience writing. Again, you can upload a certain article here, right? And then you can extract important information from that article. So have a look. You can have a look, yeah? For example, here, this is one of the example. You can communicate with them. You see the platform of typeset here. You can upload the PDF file format. You can ask them to read the article for you and summarize them. And you can even paraphrase, the wording from the article. It helps to communicate with you. You can also talk to them, right? For example, most what do you call in demand model, yeah, for critical thinking, let's say so. So when you insert something, they can suggest suitable papers for you to read, you see. So from here, you can choose any of the paper. Let's say you like this one paper, they will extract, what is the paper about. So they will provide the summary on the right-hand side normally. You can ask them from this paper, what are the limitation of this paper, explain abstract of this paper in 2 lines. You see how it helps to speed up, yeah, the process of you looking for the right research in supporting your own study, yeah. So it's quite interesting. Have a try. like I said just now, typeset.io is actually free. It is also connected to ChatGPT. However, at certain point, if you wish to use further, they may have certain charges. It's kind of interesting how you can use this to speed up your literature review readings. Yeah. Okay. This is an example of typeset.io. Right. So can anybody tell me how many of you are having difficulty to read hundreds of journal? Like we expect you to read like 30 journal at least, for PhD student in a week. So you have to be able to not just read, you have to be able to identify the strength of the journal, article. You have to identify the limitation and how you can overcome such limitations stated by that article. Okay, so with typeset.io, you can actually exercise that in a faster mode. Okay, a bit there. We also have, this is more of helping you to analyze your data, okay? Like some of you may use SPSS and Vivo and so forth, like mapping analysis software. This is something like it as well. It's called researchrabbitapp.com, okay? Example, if we go here, there's an explanation. Hold on, bear with me. All right, with researchrabbitapp.com just now, as you can see, there's a pool of what you call researchers, okay? You can get connected to researchers all over the world, and you can have your data to be discussed and further validate, for example, by other researchers in the world. So you can find the patterns and trends of the exact similar research you're doing. So it's kind of interesting, and you can summarize perhaps your finding. It helps you to just extract your data and produce it in this mind mapping, what you call look, yeah, as it is just now. That's called researchrabbitapp.com. Maybe you want to have a look later, especially for those who are doing their research far from their peers. Some of you are fortunate enough to be here in the school, in the faculty, where you get to be in a room where you can discuss with your other friends, other researcher peers. But some of us, we are we are working and we're far away from any other peers. Therefore, perhaps this kind of software will help you connect it to other researchers who are doing similar research as what you're doing, yeah? So researchrabbitapp.com. Like I said, don't get yourself restricted to just ChatGPT. There are so many AI platform out there that can help you with analyzing your data quickly, helping you to identify certain pattern, in your study, and also to show relationship, just now like Rabbit app. It helps you to connect, certain data to another. As I've shown just now, other than Research Rabbit, Typeset.io, MindGrabs, you can start with Typeset.io because I think it's quite straightforward and can help you, especially where you're trying to read and you're trying to understand what exactly is the background of your research, okay? Other than that, we have so many. We have Grittel, Polymer, IBM Watson. You can try them out. Like I said, I'm going to suggest to you, but it is your own responsibility to, get to know all the software and explore them further later, yeah? When it comes to summarizing articles, okay, helping you to understand the gaps, the importance of your research, there are so many other PDF AI platform out there. You can upload the article or even your own thesis writing. You can discuss with such platform in identifying what more can you do, with your articles. And these are some of them. You have PDF gears. Some are actually free, as most of others are where you have to pay. Nothing is free in this world, okay? Like themselves, all this company who invented the AI platform, they also need to generate certain data in order to sustain. So don't be too stingy, right? Because this is going to really help you with speed up your research and hopefully graduate on time, when you use all this platform properly. So you have a choice, okay? You have a choice here, not only just ChatGPT, there's so many other platforms you can try out. Okay, now I'm going to explain to you on how to use effective prompts. By saying effective prompts, I am referring to how you can communicate, effectively with AI platforms such as ChatGPT. Okay. For example, let's start with an abstract. Okay, you have an article here and you have this long written abstract, right? Instead of reading what it's all about. It's good for you to read, it's good. And especially if you already master the speed reading technique, that's fine with you, okay? But if you think that you need ChatGPT assistance with summarizing the abstract, you can do so. So you can put this prompt here. It's important to know on how to communicate with ChatGPT or with any AI platform. Very important. Because if you don't add the right words, you will not get exactly what you want. It's like rubbish in, rubbish out. Okay. So you need to be able to add proper instruction, proper questions to them. Example here, if you upload an article, you can just tell them, please summarize this abstract, okay? Or please review the strength and limitation of this abstract. So they are clear you wanted them to review the strength, the limitation. You can try it out. If you put two different prompts here, you will get two different outcomes, yeah? And you copy first all this abstract here, right? And you type in, please, for example, summarize the abstract, and then paste the abstract together in the ChatGPT, and they will summarize, okay, what is it for you. Or you can also make it more specific. For example, please summarize in one paragraph about this abstract, okay? So the more detailed prompts you add, the more accurate answer, the ChatGPT will give you. You can also do another way, like, you can please summarize, add a book title. Let's say you're quite interested with certain books, you're doing a research on gamification. In the market, there's so many books about gamification. So in order for you to quickly choose the best book, you can just summarize and add the book title. Okay, they will give it to you. Summarize the second book, add the book title. They will also give it to you. And finally, you can compare them and decide on which one should you buy or more relevant to your study. Yeah, that is one way on how you can use prompts, okay, the right prompts with ChatGPT to analyze research abstract. So we start with abstract first. Next, now I know this sounds for some of us easy, but I don't think developing research objective and questions are easy. Okay, because first, like I said just now, you need to understand clearly what is the problem. For example, just now here, yeah, you wanted to do something to do with gamification. Let's say so. Okay, I want to do study on gamification. Oh, I want to do study on metacognition. Right, you need to first understand what are the demand, what are the limitation that this kind of study have. For example, like gamification. Okay, you have to read a lot of article first before you can what you call agree on which parts of gamification to look at. And this is why you have to do this first stage, yeah, of summarizing the abstract. Once you have that, now you know what's the problem with gamification, for example, and from there you will start to develop your research objective and question. So example here, when you use ChatGPT, again, I said be specific, yeah, when you talk to ChatGPT, you can always state the prompt like, please, state the effect of effect of gamification on achievement, blah, 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 in student science learning. So they will give it to you, and you can see whether there are some research gap, or are other people already done this research perhaps, and what are the gaps that you can fulfill. Okay, and then another instruction you can do once you have found, okay, let's say this is your title. Okay, this is you have finalized your title. This is my title of research. This is what I want to do. After reading all the articles just now, I think this is what I'm going to cover. Okay, and based on this title, you copy the title, right? You should tell ChatGPT, please write. Okay, let me just show you. Let me just show a bit. Bear with me here. Okay, let's say this is your research title, yeah? So you go to ChatGPT. Let's say I'm using the free ones here. I'll show you how to have the submit file. Okay, I'll paste it here. This is your research title, yeah? Again, the one that you want to do. So you will say, please write for research objective for this research and title. You see? Okay, and enter. So they will suggest to you like 4 research objective, yeah? To investigate, blah, 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 to examine, blah, 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 to assess, to explore. They will give it to you as in this, yeah? But like I said, please do not simply copy and paste. You have to discuss this with your supervisor if this is the best. Yeah, you have to really compare, making comparison, and decide truly, is this what you're going to cover. After you have finalized all this, okay, and then you can next to write the research question. So please write 4 research question based on the research objective stated above, yeah. So I put it here, I'll type here and enter. Okay, so they will align, they will help you to align the research objective just now with the research question. But then again, please check. You have to read and then make sense and check whether they are aligned or not. Okay, this is a warning. Do not simply copy and paste. You really have to make sense of what ChatGPT trying to suggest. Okay, so this is an example on how you can use ChatGPT, the free version, to write your research objective and research question. But you must have first, what do you call this, effects of gamification, and you must first have your title. AI plagiarism, they will detect when you submit the third in. Just now, who asked me? Okay, they will detect whether it's what do you call AI plagiarism or not. But like I said to you, ChatGPT use is for you to brainstorm. Okay, I'm telling you, this is not exactly perhaps related to you. Like they say, investigate the impact of the objective aims to assess the influence of incorporating blah, 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 blah. This is like too long, isn't it? Is this really what you want to do? So you have to again rephrase, you have to make sense, Some of the point here you do not want to look into. Okay, so you can always paraphrase it just correct. Yeah, Samira, yeah. Paraphrase, but the most important point is to make sense of the suggestion. I don't think this is what you really want, yeah? But you have to read and make sense. Okay, are you really gonna first objective to compare achievement levels of student? You might not want to do that, isn't it? Some research does not involve making comparison. Okay, like I said, these are just suggestion. At the end of the day, you have to make sense. And if you truly copy and paste this, your supervisor will know. Okay, I'm so used to this. I will know. Are you copying? Did you not look into this? Try to summarize and making sense before you finalize your research objective. Okay, so again, when answering, it's a good question. About the research plagiarism. It is plagiarism if you take totally 100% from here, copy and paste. Okay. I hope that answered the question just now. Who asked me? I can't really see the chat section at the moment because I'm opening too many windows. Okay, Sumira. Excuse me. All right, back to this one. So again, use them. Okay, use ChatGPT to help you brainstorming. Okay, or you can try give me 3 potential interesting and creative research questions for my academic paper. So this is a bit higher. Just now, the instruction is quite direct, where you just want them to write 4 research objective and 4 research question. But you try later, what if you add, please write, 4 challenging research objective or 4 critical. Sometimes they can give you something different when you have certain words that emphasize your needs, okay? Again, please, okay, I'm suggesting to you, I'm advising you, you need to learn on how to talk with them. If you don't get something with the quite direct instruction as in this, if you don't get what you want, keep on talking to them, okay, and keep on adding emphasizing words, for them to understand. Okay, it takes a bit time, a while, for you to really know how to communicate with ChatGPT. We need so much time even to communicate with other human being, don't we? Okay, let alone with machine. Okay, so give yourself some times, to exercise talking to them. Okay, next. This is more about you are giving ChatGPT certain role. Okay, as I said just now. Now, the previous example that I gave more of very straightforward, direct instruction. But when you're giving them a role, okay, like this one here, I am writing my academic paper on the topic of, let's say, gamification. Now, I'm asking you to act as my research advisor. Sometimes before you go and see your supervisor, some of us are having not so close relationship with our supervisor. They are busy people. Okay. It's good also for you to have some ChatGPT or AI advisor. Okay, see from their point of view. The thing about PhD, you need to see 360 angles of perspective. At the moment, you are only seeing it from your one view, one perspective of just of yourself, you see. So you need to see also from a different perspective, and to get another human being, perhaps it's harder. So you can get such perspective from artificial intelligence platform. Yeah. Now you tell them, I as my research advisor from now on. So they will prepare themselves. I'm a research advisor. I should be giving you all this critical information and so forth, right? And then you start conversing with them as if, you are conversing with your advisor. Example, the prompt here, you can add as my PhD supervisor and tell me what would be your comments on my research title. Okay, you're doing your proposal perhaps, and you think this is what you want. Okay, and you ask them. So example here, I have paste it here. Yeah, so see, they will give example like the specificity, the relevance of the topic, the scope, the clarity, the research gap, and so forth. So when you go and discuss with your supervisor, at least you have clearer view and understanding, And you can even ask them to translate in your mother language. Let's say, please translate this in Malay so you can understand better. So they can translate this is in Malay, okay, for example. And then you can shorten, you know, the deep discussion between yourself and your supervisor. At the end of the day, it will not consume so many hours, you know, between your supervisor and yourself. And it gives a positive ambience, you know, between you two, because the supervisor can see how you are getting in depth into your research. You are not looking at the surfaces every time you go and see them, yeah? So this is another one example. And in the study, it's very important for you to state exactly the research gap, because examiner will certainly ask you what is the problem. In order to solve the problem, what is the gap? Okay, and how does, at the end of the day, this research of yours will fill in the gap? So you must answer that question, yeah? Examiners will normally ask this. So you can always ask ChatGPT and add the instruction. The prompts should be like, identify existing research gap in the study of, okay, again, just paste the title of your research just now. Now, ChatGPT will try to identify any article related to the topic that you're suggesting, but sometimes they made it up. So it's important, yeah. I'm advising and trying to remind you again that you need to do cross-checking, read and cross-check the information that ChatGPT provide to you. Whatever they are providing here are not based on any references, especially if you're using ChatGPT, the free version 3.5. Okay. Therefore, you need to validate. Okay, is it true? Is this the research gap that exists within my context of study? And you still have to compare what they have suggested here with Google Scholar or any other official journal platforms like Scopus, you know, or Web of Science and so forth. But at least it helps you to cut short rather than you starting from you know, the start, yeah, starting from nothing. Okay, next. Again, on the research gap, there are other software, not just ChatGPT, that can help you save time in verifying the research gap that you have found. You can use Sky's Space Copilot, Scholarly, Trinka, bit.ai. Okay, try it out later. Sometimes, you know, some students tell me, hey, I think I'm more familiar with Trinka. I think Trinka, I can work well with Trinka. So carry on, go with Trinka. But some other student think that no, I'll rather stick to ChatGPT, then that's fine also. Okay. So explore first and decide whichever AI platform you think are more personalized to you. Okay. Right. Next. These are some of the effective prompt, or how the way you can communicate with AI platform. Scenario-based prompt. You tell them, imagine you are a time traveler, you see, from the 28th century. This is more like those students who are studying arts, studying historical facts, you know, or even study the history of technology evolution. So you can ask them, describe the technological advancement that exists in your time, for example, yeah. So this is more like certain writer, like the sci-fi, you know, movie writer or script writer. In order for them to get idea, you know, to polish their creativity, maybe they can using this scenario-based prompt, you know, to help them create a scenario for their movie script writing, for example, yeah. We have persuasive prompts, right? And arguments, see, persuasive. Before you know your examiner what sort of argument your examiner gonna give you, why don't you argue with ChatGPT first? Excuse me. Okay. Write an argument in favor of whatever research you're doing, related to your doing, and also you can ask them to state the overall benefits. You can try that out. So it's very persuasive. You can tell them like, can you counter argue this argument? They give an argument and then ChatGPT will try to counter argue the argument with you. Okay, you can try it out as well. You can use creative prompts. Okay, like here, example, create a short story about a robot that feels human emotion and has to navigate the complexity of emotional intelligence. Wow, okay, sounds so creative. Other like informative prompts, explain the process of photosynthesis in simple terms, you just want the exact information. And as you can see here, it states simple terms. So rather than ChatGPT giving you long information about photosynthesis, it will provide you a shorter version of the process of photosynthesis. Yeah. Others like discussion prompts, you can use them to discuss certain issues, like in your research ethical implication, perhaps. So you discuss with them on this, okay? And you can use that discussion. I think this will be helpful, especially when you write your chapter 5 or 6 for some of us, yeah, where you have this chapter to do with finding and discussion. Okay, while some other will just add discussions. Okay, so there you can help, brainstorm the idea of what sort of discussion that may found valuable for your study. Okay, but again, you can always get the data, paste the data, and tell ChatGPT discuss, critically discuss, okay, in relevant to this data, and you paste what you have found, and they will discuss about the finding critically. Okay, excuse me. These are some of the bad prompt example. Talk about it, and then the ChatGPT or AI platform will talk about what, right? Okay, you need to give specific prompts. Talk about what? Okay, talk about what, the effect of gamification in a rural area of a school with limited technology. You see, you have to be really specific, yeah. And then you can see yourself, right, how they are confused when you don't give proper prompt, yeah. Like this one, describe the socio-political implication of quantum mechanics in context of 21st century geopolitics. Sometimes, yes, they are smart, but sometimes they get confused as well. They will answer back to you like, what are you trying to say exactly? So you need to help them out. So you need to like put them into a more smaller parts, perhaps, You tell them first, during the 21st century geopolitics, the quantum mechanic was like this, blah, 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 blah. Now, can you describe, so you have a proper instruction or a proper alignment, whatever question you're asking. So sometimes if it gets too overly complex also, it might just get the ChatGPT confused, yeah? Another bad example, discuss life. Whose life? Your life, my life, your father, mother's life, what life, okay? So discuss life about blah, 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 something. Or discuss life of me when I was 18 years old, being educated in a public school, proper. And again, another bad prompt, like write a story about what, yeah? So what my point is that they can also get confused. Human get confused all the time, okay? So does machine. To have a formula in communicating with AI platform, yeah, what you can do, for example, use this formula of create. Okay. C, you add character to your prompt. Like I said just now, the role, yeah. You are an educational expert writing about critical argument on blah, blah, blah. You see the character, you're giving them a character. And then R, request. The request must be precise, okay, without any conflicting ideas. So let's say they provide you some very long information, okay, or response. So you must read their response and you must request, look, I'm not looking at A, I'm looking at B, therefore please elaborate on B, okay? So you can tell them with the request rather than writing about blah, 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 please, okay, formulate the abstract for technology that covers introduction. Okay, sometimes when you ask about certain research, they give you introduction, summary on finding, they give you the data, they give you the analysis, the methodology. So by having this formula of requests, you can simplify and specifically allow them to focus on certain area. For example, here you just want to look into introduction, finding and limitation. Therefore, they will respond to you just these three what do you call items, yeah, based on your request. So CREA create, CREATE. T wasn't here. Okay. Adjustment, example. And then when you talk to them, you can also, it is advisable that you provide examples to them. If they can't really give you what you want, you can look, okay, here's an example of the previous research, blah, 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 blah. So at least they get some idea and direction when you give them example, and later they can respond to you accordingly, okay? A and T is actually adjustment, okay? Like I said just now, if you don't get the answer that you want or the answer is not helping you, don't worry, okay? Refine your questions or refine your instruction. Okay, if you think that this is not what I want, but some of it I really like, maybe you can just tell them, avoid the third line, elaborate this part, that part, okay? And another example, sometimes you are writing for academic writing, okay, for a thesis, you are not encouraged to use all these informal words, isn't it? Okay, but when you talk to ChatGPT, they will use like we, us, can, cannot, got to, all these informal words. Those words cannot be reflecting your academic writing, okay? It needs to be more academic and more formal. So you can always tell them, do not use we, can, or us, when you give the explanation, please make it more formal, and they will respond to you in a very formal structure of paragraphs, yeah, for example. So that's the formula for adjustment, AT, yeah. And finally, E, extra. This is like Boolean search, yeah. You can also, let's say if there are certain point in your question that you really need to highlight or emphasize, you can use that capital letter so they know that your focus are more towards this part of the questions, yeah. So that's the formula for extra. So try it out. If you think that, why is my prompt not working? Why am I not communicating well with ChatGPT? So go back to the formula. Are you doing all this? Character, request, example, adjustment, and extra. Okay, and these are the examples, yeah? Okay, excuse me. Okay, now let's look at ChatGPT 4. Before that, can I see how many of you have installed or subscribed ChatGPT 4? Can I see hands in the air? About 26 people here. Any of you subscribe ChatGPT 4 already? None? Really? Hello? Not yet, Dr. Linda. Thank you, Nila and Linda, for your response. Nope, nope. Just use the free version. Yeah, everybody loves a free version, isn't it? Roy, okay, not yet. Fine, okay. Mohammed, oh, soon. Luis, not yet. Okay, Luis. Never mind. But I'm telling you, you will be amazed with what ChatGPT 4 has to do. Come on, guys, you can buy yourself expensive handbag, shoes, watch, laptops and all this. Why don't spend a bit, just a bit? Maybe you can share among yourself the license of the 1999 dollar, for 1 month usage of ChatGPT 4. Share among yourself and try it out. And you will be amazed what ChatGPT 4 can do. Yeah. Okay. Here, ChatGPT 4, I only accessible. Okay, that's fine, Louis. 3.5. I can also show you how you can use 3.5 to upload and summarize an abstract of a PDF file, yeah, later. But I'm telling you, with ChatGPT 4, they are a great scaffolder, okay? For example, when you talk to them, you have, let's say, 2 or 3 articles. First, you will tell them, please read this, and you say, and say read when you're done. You tell them to read this, and then when they finish reading, they have to tell you that they're done. So you paste the first abstract. So they will read and then done. They will tell you, okay, great. Now you will upload or paste the second abstract. Please read this and say when you're done. So they will read the second abstract and then they will respond to you, I'm done. Okay, great. Now, please create an abstract from the stuff you just read to include, the importance of research, problem, methodology, result, and limitation implication, you see? When you write an abstract for UTM abstract, especially, you need to have all these 5 components in your abstracts, okay? So your supervisor should be looking at that. If you don't have all these 5, it doesn't fit the UTM format of writing abstract, yeah? So now you have pasted all the abstract from different articles. Now, when you tell them create a new abstract, you want to create a research that is also related to article 1 and 2 just now. Create an abstract. So they will write for you from the summarization they did on abstract 1. They have read, right? Abstract 1 and abstract 2. And they will write a new abstract for you based on that too, where they will identify, the importance, the gap, and so forth. So from there, like I say again, you can get that new abstract and try to read and make sense and rephrase, and reword according to your style. Yeah, talking about your style, you must remember this. When we read your thesis, we can tell your style, okay? For example, when I read your thesis, I can tell, oh my God, this chapter is not your style. Who did you ask to write this for you? The style should flow from chapter 1 until the end chapter. So if there's no flow, we can tell that this is not been written by you, okay? Upload feature, yeah, you cannot see it. I have to teach you first, okay? Patient, comrade, patient. Okay, I'll tell you how to upload the submit file in the free ChatGPT, since everybody loves free apps. Okay. Next. Here is about referencing. How, if you're using ChatGPT 3.5 and you ask for references, you might get disappointed, isn't it? They might not give you relevant references. Sometimes the references is just fake. It's not real referencing, But with ChatGPT, it's different. I've tried this before. I wrote prompt. I communicate with them. I tell them, please provide me with references and links to papers related to what I want to do. For example, education and gender equality in Brunei, all the Southeast Asia countries, provide me references. So I tried that day. They actually provide me with real paper, real references. Oh, I was so happy with ChatGPT 4. Actually, they provide 5 real references, but one of them is not a primer's reference, so I don't refer to the one. I refer to the other 4. So with ChatGPT 4, it's more reliable when helping you with referencing as compared to the 3.5, yeah? But there are also other AI platform that you can use for referencing, like perplexity.ai, that helps a lot as well. So for those who follow my TikTok, you can see all these tips, right? So do follow my TikTok. Now, I'm going to share with you how to analyze qualitative data with ChatGPT. But before that, let me remind you again and again, ChatGPT, you cannot rely them 100%. I'm telling you, you have, even if I'm an examiner and you're telling me you're using ChatGPT to analyze your data, I will ask you, how did you validate that findings from the process of analysis with ChatGPT? I will certainly ask you. If you cannot provide me with the validation, I will not pass you, because ChatGPT can sometimes made up, certain things. So it needs to be validated. Although you use ChatGPT for your qualitative data analysis, you still have to cross-check and refer back to, for example, what you found from NVivo, okay, for example, yeah, or SPSS. For example, here, you have an interview question, you ask your participant, okay? This is about qualitative data, yeah, interview, let's say. How do you find the mobile apps for science learning? You ask your participant, yeah? So this is actually codes, okay, from your participant. The participant say, I found that the mobile apps, blah, 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 blah. The second participant say, oh, I don't like it, I can't stand looking at screen for hours, for example. So the third participant or sample say, oh, not bad, I use mobile, blah, 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 blah. So you have these quotes from three participants. What you do now, okay, you can use ChatGPT 4 to summarize, okay? First type when asked for, I'll look for it later. Okay, in ChatGPT 4, summarize the transcript based on the research question of the perception among students on the use of mobile apps for science learning. This is your prompt. So you have this all, okay? And you tell ChatGPT, look, summarize this transcript here, okay? Based on the research question or perception. So you already have your research question. This is your research question. You're clear about your research question. You're asking them and asking them to align, the data here, okay, with the research question and summarize and this transcript here. So when you enter this in ChatGPT, they will provide you. The first student appreciate blah blah. See, they summarize it. The second student. So there are three different perceptions from all three participants, for example. So they try to highlight to you. Maybe once you read them here, you already know, and I already know what the students saying. But with ChatGPT, they try to highlight exactly what is happening, okay, to validate your perception and understanding from the data. Okay, let's say this is the first phase. Now, in qualitative data, I am aware most of you like to use thematic analysis, yeah? And thematic analysis require you to extract quotes as well as themes. So this is the first stage. Second, you will tell ChatGPT review the transcript and generate quotes with 2 to 5 words. See, just now we have to make sense. In thematic analysis, first you need to make sense, isn't it? If you use Brown and Clark process of thematic analysis, they ask you to first make sense of your data. So the first stage here is making sense. And you're telling ChatGPT, you are sharing with ChatGPT what's going on here, okay? Let's us make sense first, okay? And then the second stage, you need to generate codes from this responses, okay? And finally, you will have to generate themes. So here, the second one, you generate codes. But you don't want them to give you like a full essay of codes, okay? You just want it sharp, short, and clear. So your instruction should be with 2 to 5 words, for example, okay? To address the research question of, again, you copy your research question, the perception among students on the use of mobile apps of science, and let's say this is your research question. So you see, they already know the responses, yeah, from your respondent just now. They're already making sense just now. Now, they try to generate the quotes from here, from what they say. Okay, so these are some of the quotes that they will suggest to you. When you have the quotes now, in qualitative data process, you need to extract the themes. Or sometimes if Brown and Clark, you need to first extract the sub-themes before the final themes. So next, you can do, please categorize the quotes and generate themes. Again, limited. We don't want them to give us essays with 2 to 5 words. Again, paste your research question here. And as you can see, they provide you theme 1, or is it to theme 2, theme 3, and theme 4 finally. And if you want it to be more sharper, you can perhaps say, I only want one theme, you know, for the whole quotes, for example. You can try to tell them such prompts later. Yeah. So this is the process. And like I said, be very careful. Sometimes whatever they are suggesting here are not the same with what you have found from your analysis based on NVivo, for example. Yeah, so do make comparison, don't simply just take. But sometimes it helps to really, you know, make sense and giving you that clear direction on where to look at, on which theme would be more suitable, okay, for your final findings and reporting. Okay, again, sometimes we already have the suggestion of themes quotes in paragraph, but if you can also put it in the context of table, in the table form. So you tell them, you know, hey, can you please put this reason output, you know, the one that they have found here, yeah, whatever they have found here, into a table form, you see. So they will do that for you. Normally, like examiners, they love this kind of tables. So in order, you're making their life easier. They don't have to read one by one, you know, they get to see clearly, directly, okay, this is the quotes, and I can see that the themes are really representing the quotes. So this makes sense, for example, yeah. So ChatGPT-4 can also provide that table for you, okay? It's easier. But please, guys, please, I'm seriously telling you again. I would just like to say this again and again at each slide. Be careful, yeah? Okay? ChatGPT can make things up. You be careful, all right? And even myself as a qualitative researcher, I will compare. I will ask for this from you. I need to see these quotes. And if I see the quotes does not representing quotes and theme, okay, and when I ask you, did you validate this with any software or experts, you know, validation? If you say no, it doesn't state it in your thesis, then you're a bit in trouble, yeah? Okay, now we're talking about quantitative data. Okay, give me a moment. It's already 3:30, gosh. Okay, I have to make this fast. Quantitative data. This is an example that I've tried out with my Google form. Let's say I collect survey, okay? From my Google form, you can always save this file here, the Excel file, but make sure you save it as CSV format. Yeah, you download, okay, from your Google form, the survey that you have. For example, here, okay, these are the data that we extract from the Google form, right? And then here, just now one of you asked me, hey, I can't see the submit file. Yeah, you can't see because you have not installed the ChatGPT file uploader, right? So you have to go to Google Apps or whatever. You need to install that first in your Chrome, in your browser, okay? So install that. This is how it looks like. It's called ChatGPT file uploader, okay? Make sure to install this first in your Google atau Chrome browser, yeah. Once you have installed this later, when you switch on to ChatGPT 3.5, you will see this submit file here, okay. But there are limitations because they will identify until 15,000 words or characters only. So if you have this long, you know, articles, I would advise you to separate them into, let's say, 15,000, another 15,000. And so you have to upload like a few times, yeah? So you can submit a file and upload, and later you can talk to ChatGPT based on that file that you have uploaded. I've also shared with you the explanation on how to do it here. There's a source here, which you can watch in YouTube. Okay, how to do this, yeah? So when you have this, and just now you have downloaded, yeah, the Excel from Google Forms that you did. Then after you have downloaded and installed this submit file in your ChatGPT 3.5, the free ones, you can then later, okay, I'm going to give you, tell ChatGPT, okay, I'm going to give you a data from an Excel file, the one that you have downloaded just now. I want us to draw conclusion, analyze, and interpret together, right? You are going to analyze and understand it first. So you want, again, you want them to get a grasp of what the data is all about. So you need to tell them to please understand what's the data about first, yeah? So you tell them, I'm going to give you, okay, you chat with them, and then they will respond, sure, I'd be happy to help, blah, 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 blah. So you upload. This is how it looks like when you upload. Okay, submit a file. You can, remember the file just now I showed you, this one that you have downloaded, the CSV, yeah? You have downloaded, and this is the data. And after you've installed the uploader, okay, you can just simply submit that file, okay, from the Excel file just now. So they once you upload it, submit your Excel file here, they will start to make sense what the data is about, okay? And then you tell them next, after you have uploaded, okay, give me a list of all the possible analysis we can do on this data. You see, so you're not sure what is this data telling me, you know. So ChatGPT, after they have analyzed the Excel file you gave, they will tell you, look, we can use descriptive statistic, we can use demographic analysis, you know. So there are so many possibility on how you can analyze the data. But then again, back to your research question, you know, you have to make sense. Oh, this is my research question. I think descriptive is suitable. I don't need the demographic, yeah, because it doesn't answer my research question. But the challenges, yes, it's in my research question. So there are certain part where you can take and extract, okay? So like challenges, they will advise you on where to look at, you know, how to do correlation and so forth. Next. Okay, interesting. After you've done that, okay, from the data, you tell them again, from the data I provide, please analyze the challenges. Let's say one of your research question is challenges, yeah? You tell them that, okay, they will start to analyze only on the challenging parts where the participant have faced. Just the challenges. You see, they have Python here to help them out to analyze, okay? And finally, once they have analyzed, you can tell them, please summarize the findings from the data, and they start to summarize, okay? What is it about that they have found from here? So this is one of the way on how you can use ChatGPT for quantitative data, yeah? Again, clearly communicate your desired action or analysis, right? Again, I'm saying learn to communicate with ChatGPT. You may find it while they're not providing proper, you know, answers like I want, because you're not answering and you're not questioning them the right way, or not giving the right prompt to them. Besides all this, and some research also, they need images to support, isn't it? So these are all been generated by ChatGPT-4, yeah? All the images I've used in here are generated by ChatGPT-4. Okay, look at ChatGPT-4. After you've done with all the data, they can help you to create a statistical table, graphs, you know, and whatever you want. For example, I state, please provide a graph of female and male student percentage in higher education in Malaysia. See, pam, they give you this. So it makes my life so easier to write about the background of the research, for example, you know, with having, but then again, go and check. Go to the higher education statistical data. You have to cross-check whether this is correct or not, yeah? To get ChatGPT 4, a month, that's the price. 3 months, a year, that's the price in dollar. So you do the calculation. If it's in Malaysia ringgit, how much it's going to cost. other than providing or helping you with creating graph, charts, table, they can also, like I said just now, create images. Let's say you want specific image. I think most of you have tried this out. Like I tell them, hey, look, I want an image of a young Asian male using his smartphone, he's recording video and the environment is cozy, like a home studio. So I specifically tell them how the image is going to look like, and then voila, they gave me this and it fulfill what I need. Okay, that's the ChatGPT 4. And to help with the image generation, this is what you should do. First, you need to be telling them on the content of the image. Let's say a cat peacefully rests upon a sofa. Okay? And then the design style that you want. Sometimes you want real images, sometimes you want like watercolor style, right? You tell them, captured in a gentle watercolor style. Extra, I want it like a soothing ambience, soft, muted colors, tranquility, very comforting. I tell them what I want. And finally, this is a complete prompt. I want a cat peacefully rest upon a sofa, captured in gentle watercolor style, blah, 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 blah. So they gave me this. Okay. Same goes with this image here. I specifically say a woman with curly hair and eyeglasses, you see? Okay, rendered in Picasso Cubism style. Okay, they come out with that design, like the Cubism style, with very, and I want it vibrant colors, geometric shape. I tell them I want it vibrant. I do not want it soft, as in the cat here just now. The ambience is so soft. No, I don't want that. I want it to be vibrant. Okay, and this is the complete form that I should write. A woman with curly hair, eyeglasses, blah blah blah, vibrant color, and they give me this. See. So when you give them complete and clear prompt or instruction, they can certainly produce an image as how you want it. Yeah. Okay, that's ChatGPT 4. Indeed. Maybe you can upload your photo later in ChatGPT 4 and tell them, make me like 20 years younger, with soft skin and so forth, and try it out. And I'm with my boyfriend, the Obama ex-prime minister of US. Maybe they can generate yourself with the prime minister. I know, right, Rosanna? Okay. It's dangerous also, come to think about it. People can really believe that you are with Obama. Okay. Now, if you want to learn further, it's almost 4. I have to make it quick. More about AI, prompt writing, you can refer to this link here, yeah, to learn further. But again and again, I will tell you, a reminder, ensure that you read and critically evaluate. Because some students, they just simply, okay, this will do, copy and paste, that's it. That's not the correct way to do it. There's a process, although you're using ChatGPT, there's a process and validation that you have to perform, yeah, before you can purely take what being suggested by ChatGPT. Okay. Again, reminder all the way. I don't care. Yes, I have to remind you. When we're using AI tools, yeah, for research, you must address the bias. And how to do this, you must do cross-checking. You must incorporate diverse data sets, tools, and continuous monitoring. Whatever they have been stated, you must compare with other platform as well. Okay. So the other challenge, ensure that it aligns with educational goals and solutions. So how to do this, you can refer and collaborate with educators, your supervisor, expert in the field to gain more validation. And finally, the ethical considerations, some of you asked just now, yeah, you need to discuss and claim and declare, that you're using AI for what purposes and how you use them. So discuss this. And you need to be careful with the usage of data privacy. Sometimes when you install in certain AI platform, you must make sure that the data has been protected properly. So read the agreement before you just simply next, agree, and so forth. Read the agreement. Okay, for future of AI, I think when AI evolves, it will help you with rapid analysis. I don't think the future you can just simply, I'm using qualitative data analysis. it will no longer be enough. I think in the future, validation, triangulation will become more and more common. We will not, I mean, maybe, in the future, we will no longer accept when you say you're only using one type of data analysis, since analyzing data become more easier with AI, you need to have like 3 or 4 types of analysis, in a research. Personalized, I think this is all I have covered just now when I introduced it to you in the beginning, right? Cost effective, all this, you managed to give more focus to your study. You managed to comprehend high level tasks in the future easily. Yeah, and it is easier and easier to have more collaboration with cross-discipline, diverse discipline, okay, in the future with the existing of AI. So this one again, based on ChatGPT 4, how it looks like in the future. Students are analyzing the data using the VR equipments, yeah. I already have this VR, have you? I don't really like it because they feel so real. They're like talking to my ears and so forth. I'm not really uh used to that, but I'm trying to make myself used to it. Get it in the market. They're out already. Okay. I think to summarize what we have shared here, mostly on how you can use AI to transform your process of study or to speed up your process of study. And make sure to use the effective prompts. If you are new to it, learn to communicate with them. There's a lot of books in the market already on how to produce better prompt or effective prompt. Have a look at it. Okay, this is not what I'm sharing with you. It's not the only source. There's so many resources out there to do with effective prompts. Yeah. And then the rest, I think final thoughts, again, I would encourage you to consider using AI, okay, to help you out. But at the same time, be very careful with how you use them and make sure that you use them responsibly, yeah? So just a bit here, and if you want more tips, for some of you who have not followed me, my TikTok is a niche content where I talk about research. You can follow me there from tiktok.com/@ZUTM. Okay. And I'll be sharing this talk later with Dr. Fazil. He's not feeling well at the moment. But I will